It's 7 a.m. Project leader Matt Becker is out surveying the grasslands eastern sector. 7 years ago, Matt helped Jacil set up the carnivore research program. He spots an old friend. She's Lady, the world-famous last lioness of Liuwa. Potentially as old as 16, she's ancient for a lion, but she's in remarkably good shape. For nearly a decade, she lived all alone on these vast plains. Lions are the only truly social cats. Lionesses typically live together, raising cubs and sharing kills. In the absence of any other lions, Lady became so lonely that she started going into the Liuwa field camp.
It was quite common to have her come into camp and just be hanging out at camp at a level that you wouldn't typically be comfortable with, or wouldn't be wise to have a lion in that close vicinity. But she's just accustomed to that. She has never, endangered anyone.
Out of respect, the lioness became known as Lady Lua.
You can't not find her remarkable, and that doesn't have anything to do with science or research or conservation or anything. It's just a remarkable animal.
Liuwa is being protected and restored by the African Parks Network. To cure Lady's loneliness, in 2009, African Parks introduced 2 males. But Lady failed to conceive, so Matt's team worked with African Parks to introduce a new lioness. They called her Sepu, the local word for hope, as she'd hopefully kickstart a new generation while learning from Lady. In 2013, in the thick undergrowth by the camp, Sepu had 3 cubs. With Lady's help, she safeguarded them from the hyenas, and now there's a glimmer of hope that lions might be returning to the grasslands.
Lady Lua's story is very emblematic of the story of Liuwa Plain in general, something that sort of renewal and recovery. We now have in the twilight years of her life the first pride in over a decade in Liuwa, and you can see them interacting with her. Even though they're not hers, she is obviously the matriarch of this pride. She's a special lion, and she really symbolizes what Liuwa Plain's about.
Being so few in number, the new pride needs intensive levels of care and monitoring. There's a problem. There are only 3 lions. Lady, Sepu, and one of the juveniles. 2 youngsters are missing. They're not wearing radio collars, and they could be anywhere. All the researchers will have to keep their eyes peeled for the missing lions. Back at camp, Jacil heads out again to see if any hyenas from the North Clan have returned to the den. Hyenas can easily range 50 kilometers a night, looking for food. If they made a kill, they should have returned by dawn. The females are back. At long last, the cubs can suckle again. The cubs owe their survival to the richness of their mother's milk. Hyena milk has some of the highest levels of protein and fat of any terrestrial mammal. Each female only nurses her own cubs. This high-ranking female is one of the leaders of the clan. She gets the pick of the food and produces richer milk. Her two cubs will grow faster and bigger than the other cubs in the clan. One day, they'll try to take their turn to be the boss. Social interactions teach the cubs the clan's hierarchy. Only high-ranking males and juveniles are allowed anywhere near. All other lowly males have to keep their distance. Jacil photographs each individual, so the study can keep track of the changing fortunes in the clan. Back at base, Jacil reviews his data. First, he needs to identify the hyenas from his photos. Their spots are as individual as a human fingerprint. But the study has over 300 hyenas in its database, so it requires an eye for detail.
This looks like this could be the one. This is Liuwa Hyena 474, her nickname Bridget. The sex says here is male, but it's got a female name and yet it's a male. That tells you a lot about sexing hyenas.
Hey Love Nature fans, be sure to like and subscribe to catch all our wild animal stories. Get closer to nature right here on YouTube.